My main man here, Shano Mac. Shano, what is up? We've been on fire. Hockey pick's been good. Soccer pick's been good. Talk to me, my man.
Everything's going good. On fire. On fire. Thanks, you guys, for subscribing and watching. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and follow us on X too, because we post a lot on there too. So, but yeah, soccer pick's been hitting. Hockey's been hitting really well. We've been dominating, making lots of money. Giving away gold here, people. Make sure you follow us.
Let's go with, of course, what's going on in the NFL, my friend. Harbaugh is in. He is now the official New York Giants head coach. 5-year deal, $100 million. So for you non-math people, that's $20 million a year. I know producer Mark can't do that math, so that's why I was trying to figure it out for him.
That's a lot of money a year. Is that what the deal was?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. What's your first takes on that?
It's going to take him some time. I mean, we've talked about my opinion on younger coaches, probably giving them a chance. I think he's got a good nucleus around him. He's got a good offensive tackle there, pretty good quarterback. Not bad in Scatterbo, but of course they're coming off an injury. Same thing with his receiver. Neighbors coming off an injury. Pretty decent defense. So I think the first thing, if I'm him, you got to get a pretty good offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I agree. You need somebody to grow with Jackson Dart for sure. Yeah. I think Jackson Dart showed enough promise where he looks like he could be a pretty good quarterback. I think what's holding him back is almost every game he goes into that blue tent. He needs to learn how to take a hit.
Yeah, and I think
or get down and not take hits.
Yeah, that's where Harbaugh's going to come into play and say, "Hey, man, can't be doing that."
Yeah, because that's the thing that's going to be hurting him. Same with Scatterbo. I know that's his running style, but I mean, that guy just tries to run through everybody. And at the NFL level, your career is not going to last long if you do that every single time, unless you're somebody like a Derrick Henry, where you're like a just massive individual, where you're that much bigger than everybody, But he's not that size,
Yeah. So I think that is if I'm Harbaugh, and that's a big contract right there. But it's also you're heading into a New York media. This guy's been established though, and I don't think honestly I don't think it's all of Harbaugh's fault. I mean, if you look back at what he did the last couple of years, especially this last year, the 2-point conversion missed by Andrews, that's not on Harbaugh. The Lamar stuff, that's not on Harbaugh. So, I think you could have given him more of an. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
He was at in Baltimore for I think 18 seasons, something like that, 17 seasons.
Give or take.
Yeah, he was there for a long time. He's always been a great coach. It's crazy to me that they got rid of him just because he's been so consistent. That's the thing with me.
Yeah,
I get they didn't make the playoffs this year, but sometimes they just want to mix it up.
Yeah, absolutely. But I
don't like him going in the same division as the Skins.
That's right. That's true.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
That's true.
Because I want chaos and all that stuff around all the other 3 teams in our division.
Right.
I want fighting at the head. I want all that stuff.
You had mentioned in a previous show, Shano, that the owner, of course, having cancer, and our thoughts are out to him and his health. Obviously, we don't want anything to happen to the O'Mara family or the O'Mara owner there. But that being said, he's saying that he wants to go all in. You had mentioned that in a previous show.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of news coming out about that. A bunch of like your Adam Schefters and stuff like that. All your NFL insiders coming out and saying that after he announced it, it's pretty much saying that Mara wants to go all in and try and get to another Super Bowl before this all takes place. Like this whole cancer thing kind of just takes over his body type stuff.
Right.
He's getting treatment and stuff like that. I wish him the best because, I mean, that sucks and go through, and same with his family.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go through that stuff. Everybody's been affected by cancer at some point in their life. I'm sure everybody knows somebody who has cancer that they love or are close to. And it's not fun to go through, and I get it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what their reports are, and I guess that's why they're paying him $20 million a year. He's saying, hey, this is the guy that can get us there. And, I mean, he's a great coach, Harbaugh is, so it's hard to argue that.
Yeah, no question about it. But I wish not only the O'Mara family, the owner, the organization, the best of luck He's in a division now that is, a lot of question marks. You take Washington being a question mark. You take Philadelphia because of the recent firing of their offensive coordinator. And who knows what's going on in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas is always a show, isn't it? I mean, their offense can score with anybody. Their defense can't stop anything that saves the lives.
Right.
Jerry Jones is more interested in Jerry Jones, I think, than he is the Cowboys. So as long as he's still there, I can't imagine the Cowboys being good. I mean, but you never know.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, you never know.
The Skins, I mean, they're up in the air as well. Who knows what's going to happen with them? Eagles are probably the best team on paper by far. But like you said, they fired the OC. Sirianni looks like they're not having much input with him. As a report came out today for hiring the next OC, it's going to be more the GM's search. They said Sirianni's going to have little input on the new OC job.
Right.
Who's going to get it? So that's not a good sign for a head coach. That usually means that seat's starting to get warm, which is crazy because he won a Super Bowl last year.
Right. Right. But again, what have you done for me lately? Going back
1 year's not good anymore.
Well, no. Hey, that's how it is in relationships, I heard. That's how it was back in the day. I'll tell you that. Back in the 90s, I'm just saying. What would you do now, because now Harbaugh is going in? We mentioned a lot of the players that he has now on contract. Dart, Scadaboo, Neighbors. Obviously, they're coming back from injury, etc. But now they have the 5th overall pick, correct?
5th overall, yep.
Do you trade back? I'm just saying. I think you get a 1 year pass with this guy, because it's like, okay, look, if we just make 500, well, not even 500 anymore. It used to be 16 games where, if you go 8-8, great.
Yeah.
If you go 8-9, maybe 7-10. I can live with that, because we're coming. You see what I'm saying? He's setting it up, because you're going to have all these draft picks. I say, if I'm the GM, and obviously he's going to talk to Harbaugh, as we speak. I mean, they're probably at dinner right now. I would say, hey, dude, if he wants a guy, he's getting that guy.
Yeah. Harbaugh's definitely going to have the final say in any of that stuff, I think. I think especially the money they paid him, he's going to have they're going to be listening to him at all costs. I don't know. He probably won't have full control. I'm surprised that the Mara actually kept on Joe Shane, their GM, because I thought he'd be gone too with Daboll when Daboll got fired. I thought they'd get rid of both of them.
Yeah.
But Harbaugh will definitely have he'll have a long leash. I mean, because he's got the resume to back it up, and it's hard to turn over a program in 1 year.
Right.
It happens, but it's hard to go from having what they have 4 wins this year.
Yeah.
Right. So it's hard to go from 4 wins to 10 to 12 wins in one season. It usually takes a year or two, right? So
yeah,
I'm sure he'll have a leash for sure.
That's what I'm saying. If he doubles that, I mean, hey, it's a step in the right direction, right? But what I'm saying is, and I agree with you, the GM is definitely on the hot seat this year. If they're not even, I think the bar is, if you're not 7 wins or 8-win team, that GM is gone. Or if you're picking garbage in the draft, you're gone. I think for him, them having the 5th overall, if I'm them, I trade back just to pick up some stuff. Hey, you never just trade back, build. I've said that. You've seen. I mean, look at New England. He changed it around in a year. But and I think Harbaugh has an opportunity to do that. That being said, I would totally retool this whole roster in the sense of, hey, build what you have and just build around that. I mean, you've got a great offensive tackle, pretty good offensive tackle, right? You've got a quarterback that you probably believe in, okay? Who's pretty decent, okay? He's definitely no Sam Hartman, I'll tell you that, okay? Scadaboo is a tank. Maybe you get another running back. Maybe you make him the next all-star. I'm just saying. Maybe
get like remember the old Giants where they had the Lightning and Thunder? They had Tiki Barber and Ron Dane.
Yeah.
Ron Dane was the other running back. So Tiki was more of your scat back type, and then Ron Dane was the Punisher.
Yeah.
If
I'm New York, okay, I trade back, pick up a pick here and there, maybe go back to 10, maybe 12 at the max. Okay, you get a tight end. You need, and this is aging myself there, Shano. You need a Bavaro. Okay, you need the guy from Miami. Shockey.
Yeah.
You need a Shockey.
Shockey was a beast, dude, back in the day.
I'm just saying.
Good God, he was good.
I'm just saying. I don't think that you need it'd be great to get a pass rusher. That's great, but I don't think you need that.
No, I think they're pretty set on defense because they got Brian Burns as pass rusher. He's really good. They just drafted a defense tackle last year, right? In the first round. I think their defense is pretty good. The Giants' defense is.
They're decent. Yeah.
They need their offense showed flashes last year and in the year before that too. Like Dable's an offensive coach, but like he just wasn't consistent enough.
Right.
And I'm sure that's what ownership was pissed about, right? Because he's supposed to be the offensive guy there, and like their offense is the 1 week shows some promise, and the next week they score 10 points.
Right.
You know?
Right. So and again, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm being GM of the hour here in a sense of, look, trade back, pick up some more picks, especially for next year, what have you, or later in the draft, and then look, get a tight end, get a decent tight end. Now, look, if there is, I mean, you could pick up a Laporta type of tight end late in the first round, right? But if you're going to get the guy that's from the Raiders, Bowers, I grab him, but I don't see that coming out of the draft.
No, I don't know what this draft class is based on. Biggest on. I know quarterback class. It's pretty weak.
Right.
I think it's a pretty decent edge rushing draft, but they don't really need the Giants. And there's always good receivers, but you have Neighbors, but you can always pair somebody up with him too.
Sure. You could get you can get a slot guy, but that's mid first round. You don't need a fifth overall pick, 6'6" guy. I don't know. I don't know.
Tight end. I think the best tight end in college it's probably going to come out is the tight end from Oregon. He's really good. Sadiq.
Yeah. Okay.
He's really good, but fifth is way too early for him.
Right.
If you trade back to like late first round, you could probably snag him at like fifth, somewhere in the 15 to 20 range.
That's what I'm saying.
And then they can pick up another second or third round pick.
And this is showing my hand here, Shano. Maybe pick up a bit. I know we want Bain, but maybe pick up a Bain. But Bain's not fifth overall. That's what I'm saying. I think, and you got to see. Obviously, Mendoza's probably going to go first. But the next guy, Ty Simpson, maybe teams need quarterbacks.
Yeah, and they're high enough at 5 that and teams get quarterback crazy in the draft. Everybody knows that they trade up like crazy if you don't have a quarterback. So they're high enough at 5 where someone might be willing to trade up there. Because like who's in the top 5 here that needs a quarterback, right? I mean, you got a lot. You got the Raiders need a quarterback bad. They got the first overall pick, right? So they're probably getting Mendoza.
Yeah, maybe Atlanta.
You got maybe I don't think Atlanta's going to go quarterback.
I'm just saying I don't know about Penix, man.
But they still got Kirk under contract too for like 2 more years.
But Miami.
That's a lot of resources at one position.
Miami.
Miami needs one because sounds like they're moving on from Tua, but they're drafting late. They're drafting like the teens.
That's what. But I'm saying I would move back if I'm saying, hey, look, give me. We'll switch. And give me your third round this year and a first for next year. Oh, the Giants are back.
Yeah,
I do it.
True.
I don't think anybody's going to offer a Jimmy Johnson deal. I don't think anybody's going to offer a Mike Ditka deal that we got.
Oh yeah, for Ricky Williams. All the draft picks. During the whole year's the draft picks.
That day was a happy day for me. I was like, okay, we're done. See ya. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
But if you look at the top of the draft, the Raiders need a quarterback for sure.
Sure.
Jets need a quarterback.
Yes.
They're picking second. They're not both of those teams are not trading out of their picks. I guarantee that. Because they both are going to take a shot on the quarterback if I had to guess. Right. Cardinals, problem maybe quarterback, depending on who the coach comes in, if they want to keep Kyler or not.
Titans does not need one.
Quarterback. Huh?
The Titans do not need one.
Right. Titans don't need one. They have the 4th pick.
Right.
So, and then the Giants, they're not going to pick one either with Jackson Dart there.
Correct.
So,
and then after that is New Orleans.
No, Cleveland. Cleveland's got the 6.
Cleveland.
Cleveland's got the 6. They have Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, both they just drafted last year.
Yeah. They'd be stupid to draft.
Then you have the Skins at 7. The Skins aren't drafting a quarterback.
No.
Saints maybe, but should look pretty good. The guy that came in late, he started coming on pretty well, so they might just try and roll with him.
Yeah.
Because he started playing really well, and the Saints started playing really well near the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
I think I got nothing against Penix, but Atlanta, maybe.
Dolphins, I would say quarterback.
Dolphins, yes.
One team that no one talks about for maybe quarterback, the Rams. Stafford's getting up there, man.
He is getting up there.
He's getting up there, and he gets injured like pretty much every year. This year, he actually stayed pretty healthy. But if you remember the preseason, there was reports coming out that his back was all messed up. He missed like all of training camp pretty much.
Yep.
And then there was reports that he may or may not have played until week 4 or 5. He ended up playing week 1, but supposedly his back's still messed up. So especially if the Rams go far in the playoffs this year, I could see maybe him stepping down, or maybe staying on for maybe one, maybe 2 more years. So that's like an outside pick. Maybe they might move up and get one, even if they have to sit behind Stafford for a year.
Right.
Who else would need a quarterback? I'm trying to think. Steelers need one bad.
Yeah,
Steelers need one bad.
Right, but they got to see who they're going to get as a coach first, and then see what's up. I mean, again, we're about a month, 5-6 weeks away. I get that because of the combine, but if I'm the Giants, I would trade back.
Yeah,
that's me.
Unless I need a quarterback, I'm always willing to trade back.
Yeah, right, right.
You know what I mean? Unless my team has no quarterback, and because if you don't have a quarterback, it's hard to win in the NFL. It really is. So like the Jets, Raiders, they need a quarterback. They're not going to trade back. I get that. Us as Skins fans have been there many times. Hopefully we found one with Jaden. Last year it looked like we did. This year, injuries, and even when he was fully healthy, he didn't look the same as last year. So it's kind of like a wash between those two for me. So hopefully he turns around and has a great career.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that quarterback position in the NFL, it's tough to win week in and week out.
Let's move to our next story here, Shano. This is a little disturbing, especially in our world when it comes to betting or investing, as some people would say. The NCAA college basketball, where point shaving betting scandal continues. There's a lot of reports that's coming out, and there's a lot of schools that are involved. But I think the people that are doing this are idiots, because who bets close to $500,000 on a Townsend game? I mean, if you're going to do it, and we talked about that, if you're going to do it, do be smart about it. But what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, so far, 26 players have been charged by the FBI in connection with point shaving or fixing outcomes of games. I mean, that's a lot of kids. 26 players. And like you said, it's all most of them are all mid-major type schools, right? So I see Alabama State, Buffalo, Kennesaw State, LaSalle, Northwestern State, not Northwestern, no, it's a different school. Northwestern is a different school than that Northwestern State. Tulane. It's a lot of your mid-major type schools.
Right.
So
North Carolina A&T.
It's probably also those kids in that schools aren't getting the same NIL deals as you are at a Duke or a UNC or a UCLA or your big name programs, you know? So they're trying to probably make some money, or there's a lot of people saying these kids are starting to gamble themselves and they get in these debts, and then, hey, you got to pay your bookie. Hey, you don't have to pay me back. You can just, take some points off, make sure the game stays within 10. If you're a point guard, that's pretty easy to do. You just, you have a turnover here or there, give up an easy layup. Yeah. But yeah, it's concerning. It's concerning for sure.
Let's list a few of the colleges that you have mentioned earlier there. Alabama State, Buffalo, Copen State, DePaul. That's a big name. Eastern, DePaul. Eastern Michigan, Fordham, Kennesaw State, a college that you mentioned, LaSalle, New Orleans, North Carolina A&T, Northwestern State, Robert Morris. That's a big name. St. Louis, Southern Miss, Tulane, just to name a few here. The question is, and this might be the wrong thing for the NCAA to do. It's not the college's fault though, but I guarantee you they're going to get on them. They're going to do something to these colleges. Take away scholarships, something.
They're going to do something, but like you said, the colleges may not know this was happening at all.
Right.
It's not the college's fault, right? It's more on the players here. Maybe coaches could know a little bit more about it if they knew, like, or at least like, but like if you're not going to bench your star player for having like one turnover, right, sure, or something like that.
Sure.
So it's tough. It's a tough situation. I don't know what college basketball is going to do, but this is why we've talked about this before in our college videos, on our live shows when we do give away our bets for NCAA football and basketball. The NCAA needs a commissioner. They need a commissioner for NCAA football. They need one for basketball, especially those two sports. That draws in the most money. They need a commissioner to oversee this type of stuff and oversee like a committee that would see like what's going to happen to the NCAA or to these colleges, what the NCAA is going to give down to them.
Yeah,
there needs to be more regulations with that stuff.
Absolutely, and that's something that the Wise Man mentioned on the live show last Friday about that they do need a commissioner. I'm concerned, or how the accountability has to come into play, because where do you put the emphasis on maybe, hey, look, if you're caught, it's just like when you're going to school. Back then, if you're in high school, what have you, you're trying to apply to college and you cheat, hey, that's going to go on your record. Same thing when it's an honor code violation. It's the same thing when it comes to when you're in college and you do cheat. They'll say, hey, you're on probation or you're on this or whatever. I think that if kids are either you put them on probation or you pretty much say, hey, look, you're done. You lose a year of academic availability, right? Or something. But the downfall is that some kids can go like, screw this, I'm going to the NBA. I think there's got to be the NBA and college, NCAA have to work together. It's like, hey, look, this guy was caught cheating or doing this or blah, blah, blah. Hey, if you are, you lose eligibility because of what you did, you cannot be part of this draft class. You're out for a year everywhere. So I don't care if it's, NBA, but now if you want to go to Greece, go ahead.
Yeah, they'll go to EuroLeague or something like that. Yeah, sure. that's what will happen.
Sure.
And then, but that'll hurt their draft stock for sure, though, because you're not playing some of the EuroLeague teams are actually pretty good, but they're not nowhere near the level good of the NBA or some of these top flight D1 schools, right? When you have like those, so you're not playing that same competition. There is some good competition out there, and the world is definitely caught up to the United States when it comes to basketball. You can see that anytime we play in the Olympics, how close the games are nowadays. Where like back in like the 80s and 90s, we were dominating.
Right?
We've beaten teams by 60 on the regular. Right? That doesn't happen anymore. But point shaving also happens in the NBA. Remember with Terry Rozier and the Chauncey Billups thing that came out, right? So it doesn't go away. So it's something they need to work on together for sure. And it's easier, I feel like, to point shave and stuff like that in basketball than most other sports.
Absolutely.
Because there's only 5 players, so one player has a lot more impact on the game than football, where you have 11 players on the field for each team at one time, right? So it's definitely easier, unless you're playing quarterback, right? Quarterback's a pretty easy job to like shave points, I would think.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
But one thing I do not like about all this, a lot of people are saying, look at all this, it's coming because all this sports betting's legal now. It's not because sports betting's legal now. It's not. Sports betting's been around since sports have been around. Right? Yes. Either legal or not legal.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Am I lying?
No.
Right? It has nothing to do that now we can just go on our phone and go on FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever and put a bet in. That has nothing to do with sports shaving at all. Right. The mob's been running. We all saw Sopranos, right? That was way before sports betting was legal everywhere outside of Vegas, and they talked about sports betting, all that stuff, right? It's not because of all this stuff that's going on now where everything's legal. That is not the reason why this is happening. Sports betting's been around for centuries. Right. Centuries, people.
Right. Vegas didn't just show up last night, my guy. You know what I mean?
Right. You don't remember the 1919 White Sox, with shoeless Joe Jackson and like the whole team got suspended for throwing the game. and all that stuff, and like they couldn't get in the Hall of Fame, and finally let Shoeless Joe Jackson in to the Hall of Fame because it came out that he wasn't actually a part of it. Right? That was over 100 years ago. Right? So this is not something new. This is not something new. Stop saying that. That's what makes me more mad about it than anything else.
Well, that brings up also, since you brought up the baseball. That's why my buddy Pete Rose, the late Pete Rose, and I know I'm going off tangent here, but he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. But
how you have the all-time leading hit leader not in the Hall of Fame?
I'm just saying.
Dumb.
We all make mistakes.
Dumb.
We all make mistakes, right? Let's move on, of course, to our next topic here, Shano. It is, of course, I remember when I was a kid and I was watching where the NFL was on CBS. We saw, or I heard, the great Brent Musburger, and they brought him back during the season saying, "You're looking live from RFK Stadium." Obviously, it's been destroyed. They released pictures of what the stadium will look like. It will be ready in 2030, I believe, or 2029, 2030, for that season. Of course, things could change because weather, permit or what have you. But if that is what they're looking at 2030, is it time to go back and change the name? Because I got news for you. They haven't won jack with that C word. And if I'm the owner, I'm firing Major Teddy tonight. That's who I fire.
I don't mind Major Teddy. Major Teddy's not bad. He's not bad. I don't mind him. But the name, man, it all comes back to the name for so many people, and the name is just so many people like myself. I don't like the C word at all because it reminds me of, I said it many times on the show, of that little troll that destroyed my beloved team, my beloved Redskins that I grew up loving, right? And then he just destroyed my team for 30 years.
Yes.
Or close to it. And then he's the one that picked that name. And every time I hear that name, it makes me think of him, and it makes me furious. Like, right? And it's just, I wish the name would go back. Harris has said that it's never going to come back. That's what he says now, that he's never going to bring the name back. Get rid of the Commanders. Go back to the football team if you're not going to do anything else.
Right.
But I don't think it's coming back. But the new stadium, I love the design of the new stadium. I think that thing looks sharp. It looks nice. I like how they kept like the old kind of like dip in the stadium there, like RFK had.
Yeah.
It gives you like a clear view of the Capitol building right behind it. I love that the way the stadium, they have the pillars. It looks like all the monuments and stuff have going around it. It looks really, really cool. Hopefully it looks great when it opens too. I can't wait to go see some events there.
Did you see a little bit of the Cap Center in that little picture there? Did it look a little bit of the Cap Center that was in Landover? Do you remember the Cap Center? I remember the Cap Center. I saw a little bit there. I like it.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good, and hopefully it turns out to be a great stadium. They got the right architects to design the thing because they got the same ones that did Jerry's World and the same ones that did the Viking Stadium.
Yep.
I think they did SoFi too for the Rams and Chargers. So they picked the right company, and then it shows, man. That looks good. It looks way better than what I don't remember this years ago when Dan Snyder still owned the team.
Sure,
he designed one that had like a moat around it, and everybody's like, "What the hell do you need a moat for?"
Right. This guy, dude.
That's the same guy I'm talking about. That same C word is what I think of, that guy who cares more about a moat around the stadium than what's actually on the field.
Jeez. You know what they need for the club levels? If you're going to charge all this money, vibrating recliner seats, massage seats. That's what you need.
Now, something that is coming with the fans and the season ticket holders are going to be pissed about.
Right.
Currently at FedEx, Northwest, whatever that name of the stadium is now, Northwest, I think it is now. But currently, we don't. There's no PSLs. I was a season ticket holder for years. Mm-hmm. There's no PSL deals now. With the new stadium, they said there will be PSLs when a new stadium comes. So that's extra money that season ticket holders have to pay, which that kind of sucks.
Right.
But the rest of the league pretty much has that. We've been lucky. We haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you there a little bit. It's gonna cost you a little bit, but the Metro's going to be back. I mean, Metro, you just come off that blue line, and boom, walk 30 feet, if that,
right
to your right, yeah.
supposedly they were going to be redoing all that too, because they're going to make that metro stop a little bigger.
Yep.
Have some more escalators and stuff like that go up to the main floor or the street level.
Yeah.
So they're going to be redoing all that. The city's paying for all that, and as much as crap as the owners get for public funding stadiums, I do have to give a shout out to Harris and the owners group. They're 100% funding the stadium itself.
Right.
Which, if you hear like Chicago, they're trying to get like almost the whole thing paid for by whatever city they're trying to move it to.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So at least they're paying for the whole stadium, because that's a few $billions, and like the taxpayers of DC. I mean, that's a huge part of the budget that'd be like a lot of their budget for a city that small on the grand scheme of things. There's only like 600,000 DC residents, something like that. It's less than 1 million. So
we keep looking behind my shoulder there, and the reason why we're doing that is because Shano's beloved Capitals.
Yeah,
killing
losing
me,
now.
Man.
2-1 now. Against the Sharks. The Sharks suck.
You're
Come
killing
on.
me.
The Sharks suck. Let's go.
Before we move to our next topic here, Shano, you know what they need in addition to the massage chairs, is have that stadium rocking, with the stands. If they could do that, dude. Oh.
Yeah, RFK did that, but it wasn't designed to do that.
I know.
It just did that.
I know. Maybe add some like shock absorbers or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you could do that, man, I'd be like, ooh, maybe.
I only saw one Skins game in RFK. I was a kid, and it was a blast. I saw a bunch of Nationals games there.
Right.
When the Nats came back, they played at RFK, and by then that place was like a dump. It was so run down. And then DC United played there until very recently, until Audi Field opened up in like in 2020, 2021, whenever Audi Field opened.
Yeah.
So thankfully we're getting a new stadium. Thankfully it's inside the city. I'm happy about that more than anything. I think it belongs in the city.
Absolutely.
And that RFK has been such an eyesore every time you drive by it for the people that aren't here. But like we live right now outside of DC. And when you drive by RFK, it's just falling down. It's like, it looks like something from a post-apocalyptic movie or something. And thank God they're putting something new, and it looks great. The rendering of the images they put out, it looks awesome, and I hope it looks that great when they actually build the thing.
Absolutely. You can get in touch with us on the show. You can email us. You can follow us on any of our social media platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, X, and now on Facebook. So all of our plays that are free. We do have some a play in this game. Shano's beloved Washington Capitals are playing, and I've got the Minnesota Wild going on right now. So they just started they're still in the first period, so we'll get an update for that shortly. Since we're talking about the NHL, let's look at the Eastern Conference odds, because that's what they really pay us here around here, Shano. The odds currently to win the Eastern Conference in the NHL. There you can see it, folks, right there on the screen. The Lightning is currently favored at plus 280. The Bruins at 100 to 1. But let's look at this screen first, because obviously this is only half the teams that you see there, folks. All odds provided by Scores and Odds. So, again, we love what they do. Lightning at plus 280. Hurricanes at plus 300. The Panthers at plus 450. Your beloved Washington Capitals at 10 to 1. The Canadiens at 20 to 1. Maple Leafs at 20 to 1. The Sabres. And I got news for you. I think someone like Jana will get on this. 22 to 1. They were on fire. They did play last night and won big. Huge. They're losing now 3-2 to the Canadiens. But, Shano, right there. And don't forget the wise man's Detroit Red Wings at 25 to 1. What do you see there, Shano?
There's some interesting bets here that if you want to make some money here. I mean, the Lightning have looked probably like the best team in the Eastern Conference so far this year. But that being said, the Hurricanes, they're a solid squad at plus 300. I don't think that's a bad bet. And for my money, plus 450 for the Panthers. I get that currently they're like a 7 seed or something like that. The playoffs started today, but they still got some key guys that have been out. That are out on IR. They got the Kachuk brother, They got Matthew Tkachuk in Florida. So he's been on IR all year. He's going to be coming back probably March, somewhere around there, right before the playoffs start. He'll get his legs underneath of him and be ready for the playoffs. It's a very heavy veteran team. They've obviously won back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, right? So they've had the Stanley Cup the last 2 years straight. At plus 450, that may not be bad throwing some money on that. Because, I mean, it's when you get to the playoffs, experience, especially in hockey, it means a lot. And they're more battle-tested than anybody on this list right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that statement. Any long shots that you like there?
Maybe.
Definitely not the Rangers.
No, definitely.
They cannot win at home. I got news for you. They cannot win a game at home.
No, they're terrible at home. I don't know why.
I wouldn't mind putting a little pizza money on the Maple Leafs.
That's what I was thinking, honestly. The Maple Leafs is not a bad one. I could see Toronto. They made some progress last year in the playoffs. Yeah. I could see that. For them last year, it really came down to their goaltending. But Wolves he's done okay this year. I'm looking up his save percentage now. He's got a .920 save percentage. That's really good. If he can continue that and he gets hot in the playoffs, sometimes all you need is a hot goalie.
Right.
And that could take you far in the playoffs. Right?
Absolutely.
So if he gets hot, or they have Stellaris still too as a backup, that's not a bad bet there. I don't see the Sabres doing it. The Sabres, I know they've been hot lately, but they're still a young team. They're going to be there probably in the next year or two, though, and competing for that. But it's too young. It's too early for them, I think. Mm-hmm. Same with the Red Wings. Caps, no, we'll be out in the probably. We might make it to the second round. Might make it. To the second round.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. They're down now 3-1.
Did they score again?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
What are we doing? What's going on with your Caps?
Come on.
Are they the new Ducks?
They need
Are
Wilson
they the new
back.
Canucks? That's the question. Are they the next Canucks? Vancouver Canucks?
No.
The Canucks are terrible.
Yeah, the Canucks are bad. They're not that bad. But they need Wilson back. That's a big thing.
How long does he? I mean, how long has he been out?
Like 2 or 3 weeks now. But he practiced again today, full contact. So he should be good any time now. Supposedly there's a sickness going around the team too. I heard John Walton on the radio today, who's the Caps play announcer on the radio.
Yep.
But he was on the sports talk station here, and I was listening to it when I went to go pick up my kid from daycare, and he was saying that there's like a little sickness going around. I mean, it's going around everywhere. I don't know if you know about it. Like the flu's been spreading like crazy this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's part of it. I have no idea. But they need to turn it around because right now they're like right on that edge of the wild card teams.
Right.
And we need them to get up in that playoffs and they can secure that spot because the season is just halfway over now.
Yeah.
We're at we played 47 games now. So 41 is halfway point. So we're just past the halfway point. So we need to get that. We need to get them up there.
We do have an update in the Winnipeg Jets, Minnesota Wild. Minnesota Wild's down early 1-0. The Wild will come back. Don't worry, the Wild will come back. Let's look at, of course, the Western Conference here, Shano. And you can see those on your screen, folks. Hey, I don't think this team's going to get stopped. This team is deep. They are a scoring machine. Of course, I'm referring to the Colorado Rockies at plus
150. Avalanche.
The Avalanche, excuse me. The Avalanche.
Rockies baseball.
My bad. Avalanche at plus 150. The Vegas Golden Knights have been on fire as well lately, as well as the Oilers. Now, we talked to our buddy Nick he's a huge fan of the Texas hockey, which is, of course, the Dallas Stars. They're currently at plus 650 there, Shano. He's saying that a lot of the players are currently, getting ready for the Olympics. I don't know. I'll tell you who is a surprise to me is the Kings here at 18-1. That's a little bit of a surprise. I think I thought it'd be a little lower. I thought the Mammoth would be a little higher.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because if the season ends today, right now, I don't think the Kings would be in the playoffs.
Correct.
I'm gonna look that up right now. Wild card, Western Conference. Yeah, they're the first team out right now. If the season ended today, they're the first team out. So yeah, I agree with that. The Kings can score though. So if they get hot, they can get hot and get on a run. When I'm looking at these, I mean the Avalanche. I mean they've been dominating this year. Dominant. They've been dominant. They've only had 4 losses in regulation. You know that? 4.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
4 out of 47 games or whatever they played. But they've had 4. Yeah, that's crazy. At this point in the season, only having 4 regulation losses, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So that, I mean, but it's only plus 150. I mean, plus 150 is still good, but it's not a huge payday.
Right.
If I'm looking at this, the Oilers at plus 475 is not a bad bet.
Yeah,
that's not a bad bet.
That's not a bad bet at all. I put a little pizza on it. I wouldn't mind putting a little pizza on the Dallas Stars because after the Olympics, they might get hot. Yeah,
and Dallas is good, man. They're a good team too. Dallas is they're 27-11-9. 27-11-9 is their record. So only 11 regulation losses. They have the second best record in the West. Mm-hmm. The problem is they're in the same division as the Avalanche, so they're not going to have that 1 seed there because the Avalanche have been killing everybody.
Right.
But that's not a bad one to throw some money on too. The Stars.
Yeah.
Because Ottinger, he's like when he gets hot too, he's another goalie that can shut you down when he gets hot. And that's sometimes, like we talked about earlier, that's all you need in the NHL playoffs sometimes.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that's a bad bet to put some money on. That's at plus 650. Oilers, like I said, I mean, McDavid's a great. He's in like a front runner right now to win MVP right now. So,
yeah, it's just the thing is obviously the Avalanche, as we talked about, they're a machine, but injuries. I'm not hoping, obviously, right? But
right,
Avalanche, it's just, man, they're a machine, dude. So it's still early. You know, we haven't even reached well, there's not going to be an all-star break, obviously, Shano, because of the Olympics. But, you know, anything can change as the Olympics approaches next month. What about the whole enchilada? We're talking about, of course, the Stanley Cup. Let's put that on the screen here, Shano. Avalanche currently at plus 280. Not bad. How about the Lightning at plus 750?
Yeah, that's. I'm surprised that they're lower than the Hurricanes. I thought they'd be higher than the Hurricanes.
Right.
But yeah, that's not a bad one to put some money on. The Lightning have been there before; they've done it before, right? So it's not like it's a young team. They do have some young pieces, but they still have a veteran presence there that can get them there. That's not a bad bet to throw some money on if you're looking for a future bet that has some pretty good payout odds. Same thing I said with the Panthers. Panthers, that's not a bad one either at 10-1.
No. The champs.
Yeah, they are the champs. And I get right now they don't look that great, but like I said, they have some key pieces that are on IR and they're coming back soon. Right. So I think one of them's coming back right after the Olympic break or right around then. So but once they start getting those players back, they're going to start shooting up that board and then getting ready for playoff time. And the Panthers last year and the year before that, honestly, they kind of like play the regular season kind of as like a preseason. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like they don't go full go, but then like when the playoffs hit, they have a certain style in that playoffs that just works in the playoffs. They grind you to death, right? They're good. They put a lot of shots on net. Play really well, really good defense. So that's not a bad bet either. It's hard to go against the Panthers in the playoffs.
Do you remember a few years ago when they had the St. Louis Blues, who were long shots, man? We're talking what? 4 seasons ago, I think it was at 40-1, 50-1. A buddy of mine had that hit.
Yeah.
Do you see anything here that might resemble something like that? Strike genie in the bottle twice. You know what I mean? The Senators?
I think if you're going with long shot, I would at 50-1. I would say Maple Leafs.
Yeah,
I think that's not a bad one. If you're going like super long shot, 50-1 for the Maple Leafs is not bad. I don't think that's because the playoffs, man. Anything can happen in the NHL playoffs.
Sure,
you see they call it the President's Trophy curse because that President's Trophy winner typically loses early for some reason. So it's nothing's guaranteed because like all it takes is one weird bounce to go into a net, right? And then something randomly pops off a board and shoots behind the goalie. Some weird stuff happens in the playoffs, and I could see that maybe.
Yeah, I could see the Maple Leafs as well. Here's the other side of the
Senators, maybe.
Here's the other side of the Stanley Cup there, Shano. This is a long shot. The Islanders at 80-1.
Ooh. That is a long shot.
That's a long shot. The Wise Man's team at 60-1. Jenna's Sabres at 100-1. I don't see that happening. That's like having Buffalo Bills go to the Super Bowl, which they have a chance. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But, yeah, I mean, right now the Washington Capitals are down 3-1 as they enter intermission at the end of the second period, and they're losing to a team, the San Jose Sharks, that are 500-1 to win the Stanley Cup, and you can't even beat these guys?
That's what I said. The Sharks are terrible. They're terrible. They're bad. What's the Sharks record? I'll look it up right now. I have the list up here.
Unbelievable.
What's the Sharks record? Sharks are 23-19. They're better than I thought for overall record, but they shouldn't be there. I mean, that's bad. Caps need to turn around. I don't know what's happening with them right now. I'll tell you who it's not going to be. Don't waste your money on the Canucks. Don't waste your money on the
Chicago.
Blackhawks. Yeah, so don't waste your money on the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Don't, that's just throwing money down the drain right now.
Right.
Just literally flushing it down the toilet. Don't put any money on those guys.
I wouldn't mind a little piece of money on the Maple Leafs there. Half a unit on that.
I think that's a pretty good for a long shot there.
Yeah.
For sure. Did you see the Rangers right now? It's plus money to bet if you think they're going to make the playoffs. Just make the playoffs. Right? That's crazy. It's because that's how bad they've been playing. I mean, and they had some preseason hype coming into the season. And it's crazy how far they've slipped. So they don't make the playoffs. I mean, that's going to be a whole huge overhaul there because the Rangers they're usually pretty good. Rangers, those owners don't play. They want that team in the playoffs every year because that's where they usually are.
Agreed, but they cannot win at home. So the home ice advantage there, throw that out the window right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. They're not good. I mean, yeah, they're near the bottom of the East right now.
Right.
But it's just crazy that when you see the lineup, when you see the standings, and you see the Rangers near the bottom, it's like that never happens.
I did get, of course, the Anaheim Ducks not making the playoffs at plus 150. So that's still an open ticket for me. I don't see the Ducks making it at all.
I don't either.
So that looks like a good open bet there. Shana, of course, let's talk about what's happening this weekend. The divisional round, we don't have our official picks until Friday. We'll have our live show at 8 o'clock to discuss in detail the final 8. It feels like a little bit early for March Madness, though. You see what I'm saying? It went from from 12. But then you know how it goes from 32 to 16 to 8, the final 4, So we're talking about, of course, the odds for the NFL of the final 8 teams. And you can see that right there on your screen here, folks. Seattle, which we'll talk about that in just a second because there has been reports out. And I sent this to you off air, Shano, from a report from Ian Rappaport, saying there might be some problems with Sam Darnold, but we'll get to that in just a second. Seahawks at plus 270, the Rams at plus 320. I'm concerned about the Rams because a friend of mine got it in 30-1. It was looking pretty good, but have you seen the weather in Chicago? We'll talk about that in just a minute. The Patriots at plus 600, the Bills at plus 650. Ooh, Denver at plus 700, the Houston Texans at plus 850. You said yourself, my friend, where the defense travels. Finishing up there, Bears 10-1, 49ers 20-1. Your thoughts here?
And the first thing that pops in my mind, the disrespect of the Broncos being the 1 seed and at plus 700. Isn't that crazy? They're the 1 seed and they have the the 5th best odds.
Yeah.
That's insane to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't that jump off at you like that's like crazy?
I agree.
I don't think the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl, so I wouldn't bet that. But you never know. But it's just crazy to me, the disrespect there.
Yeah. Bettors, you have the opportunity, of course, if you bet some long shot here, and in early payout. So what I'm saying is, if you took the 49ers, and you have to check your local book, of course, but if you check out the 49ers and you say you put unit or 2 units down, and it's 20-1, okay, you do the math here, folks, right? So if they qualify to the championship round, let alone they qualify to the Super Bowl, they're going to probably offer you a 50% payout, because obviously the books don't want to, dish that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't want to pay 20-1 to anybody.
No,
no, not at all.
Books
they
don't
don't want to do that.
Books do not like to lose.
No, not at all. Especially that big money, right? They'll give you a win here and there, but not that much. But yeah, the first thing that came out to me, because I really like the Seahawks. I think they're like probably the best complete team out of all these guys. But like that injury, you said, Sam Darnold, they said, I think it was a oblique injury, as Ian Rappaport said on his report. So oblique injury for him. How much is that going to hurt him? Ooh, we'll see. And the Rams, I like them a lot too, and that's where the 2 favorites are. But like you said, in Chicago, it is going to be cold and windy. Windy. They call it the Windy City, but they said it's going to be like whipping winds this weekend. And snow coming, I think. Isn't snow coming there too?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen pictures, I've seen video of Chicago. You do not want to play there.
Yeah, so I'm looking here. Do they play Saturday or Sunday?
They play
the Rams and Bears.
The Rams and the Bears play on Saturday.
All right, I got it up right here. Yeah, it says snow showers, a high of 20. That's the high for the whole day. So we're talking like 2:00 when like the hottest part of the day, 20 degrees.
It sounds like, you know what?
20 degrees, and they say wind gusts up to 25 to 30 miles per hour. So it's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. It's going to be snow coming down. Possibility of snow.
I take that back. The Chicago Bears play on Sunday, and they play at night. So check
Sunday night.
Okay, Sunday.
Look at the weather here. Sunday night. Well, Sunday's not much better. Well, it is a little better. The high for Sunday is 21 degrees.
It's like saying, "Hey, what's it reminds me of the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Hey, what do you think the temperature's out there? 1.
Yeah, same wind though. Same wind. It's saying 25 to 30 mile per hour winds, and there's a 20% chance of snow right now on Sunday.
Sunday night.
Yep, Sunday night, 20% chance of snow there. So at 8:00, and this is just a weather app I have up.
Right.
8:00 in Chicago. Well, I guess that it would be earlier there. It's like the game starts 6:30 here.
Yeah,
so that would be like 5:30 there.
Yep.
So at 6 p.m., we'll say 6 p.m. in Chicago. It says it's going to be 20 degrees, 25% chance of snow, 25 to 30 mile per hour winds. Bomb. So what tells me is it's going to be a lot of running.
Yeah.
What's the under?
Yeah. No, I mean, bundle up.
What's the total line at?
Bundle up for that game, right? Let's go back to the odds here, Shano, in regards to who do you think, with my little philosophy. I'm going to put a little pizza money on the 49ers. If it's true about Sam Darnold, right? If Darnold isn't 100%, the 49ers can win. And this is round 3 here, Shano, right? I think they got a shot just to make the Super Bowl. So if you're paying that 20-1 and you put a unit or 2 down, obviously the books aren't going to want to pay that out, right? So, you do the math, guys. If you're putting, let's say, $100 down, I'm just spitballing here. Look at that, and it's 20-1. I don't think the books are going to want to pay that.
No, not at all, for sure. What scares me about the Niners is that they had a big injury, right? A big injury with Kittle going down. That hurts them a lot.
Right.
But he was out at times this season, and they still looked pretty good. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, he doesn't get the credit that he deserves for the year they've had.
Sure.
They've had injuries like nobody else. Like We maybe with us with the Skins, we've had the same amount of injuries. Problem is their backups are better.
Sure.
So, but he coached them up to get them farther with the fewest amount of pieces as possible. I mean, it's been great for him. So they split with Seattle this year too. So it's not like they can't beat Seattle. They beat Seattle in Seattle
right
early in the season this year. So it could happen for sure.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Who do you think? Who do you like out of this 8 teams? Give me a dark horse here.
Oh, I don't think it's the Bears. I don't think it's the Bears. They come from behind too often,
right?
And I think that's going to come back and bite them eventually.
Yep.
Right. They've won 6 or 7 games when they've been down, like going into the fourth quarter, and they came back to win. Eventually in the playoffs, that's going to come back and bite you. I think. I think the Texans defense, man, they are good. They are good.
Yeah.
If I had to go to long shot, I think I would go Texans. Because that defense can literally shut teams down. I mean, they can shut you down, and if their offense just does enough, they can come away with the win.
All right, so let's eliminate a couple of these here real quick before we go. Chicago 49ers are out. Let's say that they're already out. If Buffalo does win, that takes out Denver. And then, of course, it would be Seattle taking on the Rams, and then the Patriots taking. And it'll be again round 3 for Patriots Bills. If that's a possibility.
That's crazy too, because it's 2 division teams on each side. If that happened,
yeah.
Patriots Bills, same division. Seahawks Rams, same division.
Yeah,
right. So that'd be crazy if it comes down to that.
I hate to say
those teams know each other very, very, very well. So that'll be like a bloodbath.
I hate to say it. Do you put a little pizza on the Bills?
Ooh, I mean, this is like nut up or shut up time for Josh Allen, right?
Right.
Because everybody says like, all right, he gets to the playoffs, but then he just loses to Mahomes, right? And then gets booted in the first or second round by Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Right.
Mahomes isn't there. The boogeyman's not there, right? His parents checked underneath his bed and looked in his closet. He's nowhere to be found, right?
Right.
So if he's going to do it, this is the year. The problem is he's banged up. That's the problem for me. Is he's banged up. How healthy can he be? Can he fight through that pain? I mean, he's a tough guy. He's gonna play, obviously, right? But that's the question mark for me.
Yeah.
And their defense. The defense isn't that great.
Yeah, I agree with that. They can't stop the run at all.
Even though I think their defense can hold Bo Nix in check pretty well, just because Bo Nix is just on the younger side.
Right.
They'll throw up some different concepts, and Bo Nix, he's a little inconsistent too at the quarterback position, I think.
Sure.
So I think that'll be a close game, the Bills Broncos game, because the Broncos got a really good defense as well. So they might make it next round. The Patriots, that can go either way. I mean, they're split, so it's not a bad bet. I don't think. I think it's possible to make it to the Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We're back live tomorrow, 8:00 for our NFL pick as well. We'll have the wise man later on the show for our college basketball picks. We do have a few major announcements to discuss. Hopefully we can discuss that tomorrow, if not definitely next week. But we've been asked to do one thing. We will be doing a UFL fantasy league. More details of that and where the league is going to, who's going to sponsor that, etc. We'll have a promo code for it, etc. I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to next week's UFL schedule coming out there, Shano.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for that either.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the games. I always try to go to at least one Defenders game here locally. So I got to pick my game to go there. If you guys haven't been to a UFL game and you have a UFL team near you, go. It's so much fun, and it's affordable to go to. You can get tickets for like $20-$30.
Yeah.
If you live in a DC area, there's not a bad seat in the Audi Field. That place there's literally not a bad seat there. You can sit anywhere, and it's like you're literally sitting right on top of the field. It's a perfect stadium for the UFL. But you can still get tickets really reasonably priced. It's not like going to the NFL where you're paying hundreds of dollars to go to a game, and you're still seeing high quality football.
Sure.
And it's a blast. It's a blast.
Sure. So we're going to have to look into that. Finally, we will, of course, be at the Takeover Tour at the PWHL this Sunday at the Capital One Arena, where the Washington Capitals play, and where the Montreal Victoire takes on the New York Sirens. And I hear tickets have been selling like hotcakes.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun too. I've never been to that stadium. Well, I've been to that arena besides Caps games,
right?
For a hockey game outside of the Caps games,
right?
So it'll be a little weird to see that, but it'll be awesome to see at the same time. And I hope that's a league that grows. It's growing in popularity. We put out our bets for that all the time. So if you haven't checked out the PWHL, it's a really cool league. They're still pretty young. What is it? The third year, fourth year? Fourth season. That's right, fourth season. So check it out.
Yeah. Shane, are you going to be wearing your Minnesota Frost?
Frost. We're in the Frost, baby.
I'm still deciding.
Told you I'm a Frost fan until DC gets a team.
I'm still deciding. I might go Victoire. I might go Sirens. I'm not 100% sure, but we will find that out. We're going to sign off here, guys. Have a good night. We will be back tomorrow evening, 8:00 tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. We've got a lot of major announcements to announce. Hopefully we can do that soon. You guys will be the first to know, obviously. So stay for more of our news. Check out our X page, our Instagram, etc. for all of the, to keep up to date of all the news that we give out here. For Shane O'Mac, I'm Joe the Fan. We'll catch you.